Happy Friday, Juventini. It is March 3rd. I'm Alberto. Welcome back to the channel. I've got all this morning's news surfacing around Juventus. We are going to talk about young players. Enzo Barnechea making his debut in the Derby della Mola. And now we have a 17-year-old that is making noise that could find himself in the first team, getting some action within the next couple weeks. That's right, we're going to talk Keenan Yildiz. There is a twist in the news to the Sandro Renewal that we will discuss today. And then, of course, we're going to look at player statuses heading into Sunday's match against Roma and the latest in the projected lineup for that one. All right, so let's rock. All right, everybody, right out of the gate, if you enjoy the content, please drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. Now, we're going to kick things off talking about Sandro and his renewal. This has been a hot topic for Juventini. Now, today, we're starting to hear some noise that makes a bit more sense about why Juventus would be looking to renew. So, it is said that this renewal that Juve might discuss with Sandro would be at a lowered salary. All right, so this would avoid the automatic renewal of 1 year, which would see Sandro make the same amount of money, which is around, of course, the 6 to 6.5 million mark. So this actually, renewing this separately would bring the salary down. And now all of a sudden, if we're talking about a potential situation where we have an automatic renewal of 1 year at 6 to 6.5 million euros, now all of a sudden you can renew him for 1 year and bring that salary down to somewhere around half of that, 3 million. Now all of a sudden it makes sense why Juventus would be doing this and going this route, because keeping him for 1 year overall is not the be-all, end-all. However, that salary was a killer. And in a summer where, again, we have a lot of uncertainty right now at this point in time before we get to this summer, every penny is going to count. Now, all of a sudden, this starts to make a whole lot more sense. My preference is that we still part ways with the player mutually without financial burden. However, that does not appear to be the case. It appears like it's one or the other. Obviously, re-signing him at a lower salary would be best case scenario. So now it's starting to make sense from Juve's point of view. Now, we're going to talk youngsters. Enzo Barnechea obviously made his debut in the Derby della Mola. Played a good game. Played a safe, smart, responsible game. We see him do a lot more, obviously, with next gen. But however, with that game and the intensity, the pressure that's on, he did a good job. He started off rocky, but grew into that game and honestly was not an issue. If you weren't talking about him, that's a good sign, and we weren't talking about him. Definitely not in a negative manner or having any problems with his play. So bravo to Enzo Barnechea. Now is being reported that Max Allegri really was impressed by him and is continued to be impressed with him, so much to the point that he could be considered a first team player. Make no mistake about it, this is the final nail in the coffin for Paredes and his time at Juventus. All right, so 21-year-old Enzo Barnechea has essentially made it a wash and put Paredes in a hole that we don't see him digging himself out of. Paredes will return to PSG, and Fabrizio Romano also reports the same today, that it is done and dusted. Nobody can see a way out of this hole for Paredes. Keenan Yildiz, the 17-year-old Turkish phenom that has been lighting it up for the Primavera. He's played 21 appearances. That's just in Primavera League. He's scored 8 goals and assisted 6. All right, he was training with the first team and has been periodically, but yesterday he potted a couple goals. The video surfaced. He absolutely skinned Gatti on one of them, and he's impressing so much to the point he could see first team action within the next couple weeks. Now, with everybody that we have back full and healthy, Vlahovic, Di Maria, Chiesa, I do not expect Yildiz to get a start. However, a cameo is definitely not out of the question, and bravo to Max if we do see this. Keenan Yildiz has been impressive, to say the least, and some of the goals he's scoring are absolute bangers and some just absolute worldies. So bravo to him and bravo to Max for continuing to find some integration for these young guys. This is great stuff. Now we're going to talk about the training sessions. Miretti back training in full. He is in the squad list for Sunday against Roma. Unless anything goes sideways tomorrow, he should be in the squad list. That's being reported by Romeo Agresti today. Pogba, Kostic, Cuadrado, after doing gym training yesterday, returned to training in full with the group today. All right, so all looks well. Juventus continues, again, knock on wood, to be as healthy as we've been in a long time. We're now just simply waiting for Milik. And Caio Jorge has returned to training, and he is very close to joining up with Juve next gen. All right, now we're going to get to possible formation changes. With Paul Pogba returning, it's been reported that Max Allegri could finally go and change to a 4-3-3 or potentially even a 4-2-3-1. Now, if you ask my quick opinion on this, do not expect this quickly. We should be expecting a 3-5-2, and even the early projected lineup for Sunday, which we will get to, is slated for a 3-5-2. I don't expect it to happen quickly, but there might be a match. It's very difficult, as all of these matches are extremely important to us, especially if we are trying to get to top four without the points being returned to us. They're all going to be important. So making the switch, for me personally, the 3-5-2 has been the most steady, and we can get all our guys in there outside of one, but it's nice to keep some true firepower in your arsenal on the bench too at times. So I don't see a problem with this. As long as the players are okay with alternating, I would alternate Di Maria and Chiesa in terms of who partners Vlahovic. This should help Di Maria remain healthy down the stretch, as we're going to play a lot of games, all right? Playing essentially every 3 days. And if we get beyond Freiburg, April becomes an absolute gong show for the schedule, all right? So I would keep it the same. And I also don't see a four-man backline without one gap in there somewhere. So for me, I keep it the same, but you know the drill. I lay it out for you to play it out, everybody. Let me know what you think in the comment section, all right? We're going to finish up with the projected lineup going into Sunday's game, and everything at the back remains the same. Szczesny in goal, Danilo, Bremer, Sandro across the back, Cuadrado on the right. The midfield sees Locatelli return. It's going to be Fagioli, Locatelli, Rabiot, Kostic on the left, and up top, yesterday we got Di Maria and Vlahovic. Today we're getting Chiesa. Yesterday we were getting Chiesa and Vlahovic partnering up top. Today we're getting Di Maria and Vlahovic partnering up top. Either way, great problem to have, all right? That's your news break to today, Juventini. You know the drill. I laid out for you to play it out. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Do not forget to like the video and, of course, subscribe. And Sunday, we'll be ready 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time to get you hyped up live right here on the channel for the game. And then I'm going to bring you a live watch along for that one. Till tomorrow's daily update, fino alla fine, forza Juve. Happy Friday, everybody. Ciao tutti.